Yo, we are back in After Effects, and in today's video I'll be showing you how to create this ripple/shake effect inside of After Effects. It's pretty easy to do, and I personally firstly did it in DV Omarta music video shot by Billy Draco. Big shout out to him. And also, if you need some cool VFX for your music video, just hit me up on Instagram. But anyways, you can see I have this raw clips from the video that we're gonna add the effects on. So let's just start it. Firstly, in my clip, as you can see, he's doing like this hand gesture I really love. Like he puts his hands in his face. It's actually a dope point to make the slow-mo and the impact in it. So also make sure your artist is doing some cool movements around that you can slow-mo and add some shake and impact to it. So to around this point, I'm gonna make the slow-mo. For it, we'll be using Twixtor for now. So add Twixtor Pro onto your clip, and if you don't have this, don't worry, you can use the time interpolation in your After Effects and just speed ramp your clip so it turns into slow-mo at the end. But for now, let's just hit stopwatch in the speed on the Twixtor and put the first keyframe 2 or 3 frames forward and go over to here and just set the value to 30, I guess. So 30 like that. And now if I play through, you can see we have this dope slow-mo at the end where he puts his hand in his head and it turns into slow-mo. So that's exactly what we want. And another thing, cause we slow-moed it, if I put my second clip on the end and just extend this one, you won't see any morphing going around because it's slow mode and it double the frames of the video. So if I play through, you can see we have a longer effect like that. That's what I exactly did on the music video as well. So I'm just recreating my own stuff right now. Then after that, we're gonna add a smooth zoom to his face. So to do that, select your clip and just right click on a blank space, go to new and create a null object right here like that. Then you can see right beside your motion blur, you can see parent and link. Just link it to the null with using this spiral right here like that. And then after that, you can hit Y in your keyboard and it will bring an anchor point mover and just put the anchor point on your artist face right here. Then after that, hit S in your null object to bring up the scale and hit the stopwatch in there. Put it a bit further before your slow-mo, so around there. Then go over to forward, maybe readjust the anchor point again, and you can just scale it in. So you can scale it in as much as you like. For me, it's around 200, maybe even 180 or 170 would work as well. Then you can easily use those keyframes. Actually go into graph and make sure you're in value graph. You can also be on a speed graph, but we're gonna use the value graph for now. And you can make a simple graph like this in here or something like that. So it's pretty smooth right there. As you can see, it looks so smooth. Then now, as you can see, our slow-mo is also done. So we're gonna start adding the impact and the shakes. So firstly, we're gonna add the ripple impact that we were talking about. So select your null and create a new adjustment layer right here, and you can trim it in between both of your Twixtor keyframes. So around here, trim it here. You can even trim it on the end. I'm gonna trim the end of the null object as well, so it's easy for you. But anyways, to create that ripple, we'll be using Sapphire. So if you don't have Sapphire, I highly recommend getting it. It's the best plugin ever for music video for sure. So we'll be using that. So just select your adjustment layer and add a S warp puddle in here. So as you can see, S warp puddle, just add it in there, and after you add it, you will see this puddle effect already going on. It's pretty simple to use, so I'm gonna show you how. So firstly, select this circle right here, the big circle. You can control the range with this. You can control the range with this, so you can just bring it up like that. So it's on the big range, and then go over to the middle and you will see this target option right here. Just take it and put it at the corner of your video, so around here. So we have the impact going on from the corner. I guess this looks the best and gives it the warpy look that we're going for. So make sure you put it on there, and if needed, you can even bring up the range more like this. Then after that, in your effects control, hit the stopwatch in frequency and amount, and hit U on your keyboard to bring up those keyframes on your timeline. And for the amplitude, firstly, we're gonna set it to 0. We're gonna set it to 0.160, so something like that, 0.160. Then in frequency, set it to 0.90. So your first frame of the effect should look something like this. Then you can just move forward towards the end and set it to 0 firstly on the amplitude, and for the frequency, just lower it down to 0.01, which is the actual last value. Then you can adjust the keyframes a little bit. I like to put my frequency keyframe 1 frame forward, so the first keyframe is 1 frame forward, and you can just shorten the frequency keyframes a little bit more. So now we just gonna easy ease the frequency keyframe first. So select those keyframe and F9 to easy ease, and then go over to graph and make sure you are in value graph again and make a simple graph like this. So something like this, nothing too like crazy on the graph. So a graph like this would work. Now just back out. Now if you take a look at your effect, we already have this like bouncy ripple going on. So that's exactly what we want. Now we're gonna add the shake. So to add the shake, make a new adjustment layer right here and trim it to the length of your previous adjustment layer as well. So something like this. If you wonder like how I trimmed so quickly without using my mouse like this, it's like the bracket key on your keyboard, you can like go over and just use those to like trim. But anyways, as you can see, we have an adjustment layer same length as the previous one. Now to add the shake, you can always use like a S shake and keyframe that, but I'm personally gonna use my preset. My preset also powered by S shake, but there you can find one of the best graphs and keyframes for shake, which allows you to achieve like really smooth shake. So let's just go over to my effects and preset firstly. Open up our animation preset, go over to user preset, and in here you can see my shake pack right here. I'm gonna open it and use the SD one, and from it I'm gonna use the best one. So drag and drop on the adjustment layer, and you can select all of those keyframes and line it on the beginning. So something like that. So now if I play through, we have this crazy shake already going on without any efforts. The best part is also has like flashes and flicker. So if you want to download this shake pack, I'll link it in the description. It's really cool. Comes with like bouncy shakes, warpy shakes, and also like distort chroma shake as well. So I'll link it in the description if you are interested. But firstly, I like to select my null object and see if the zoom keyframes are aligned properly, because I'm noticing a little delay on the zoom and our effect. Yeah, I think this graph is pretty perfect, so let's take a look. Yeah, now that looks pretty cool right there. I just put it at like 1 frame forward. Now we're gonna add the green tone that I used throughout the whole video. So now again, create a new adjustment layer right here and trim it to the length of your previous adjustment layer. So something like this. And to add that tone, we'll be actually using tritone, so just add like a tritone in here. If you're wondering, it's the default effect, comes with After Effects, so you won't need any plugin. But in here you can see it turns our footage into like a brown tone, but we are going with like a green tone. So go over to midtones, effects control, and firstly turn it into a green, so something like this, and just desaturate it a little bit, so somewhere around here. You can see my color code right here if you want to copy. It's 5D8361. You can copy this, or you can mess around with some color in this region. So something like this looks cool to me. We're also gonna add a grain into here. You can always add like a add grain and go with that and set the viewing mode to final mode, and you would get a smooth grain as well. But I like to use like a sapphire, so remove this, and I'm gonna add a sapphire grain in here. So sapphire grain, lower down the color amplitude, bring up the black and white amplitude, and lower down the frequency of it, the amount amplitude a little bit as well. So something like this. Then now we are also done with the tone right there. You can see we have a solid grain with the green tone going on. Lastly, to transition through our clip, we're gonna add another adjustment layer, and for this I actually use my another preset pack called Grunge FX. So let's just open up that, go into default, and from here we're gonna add a dark transition. So just add it there and make sure the keyframes are aligned properly. And now if I take a look, you can see the dark transition is going on. If you don't have my preset pack, as I said, you can use like a sapphire hotspot and keyframe that, or you can use like a label and hue like I did and also keyframe that as well. But if you want to download Grunge FX, it's actually dope as well. Comes with like the grungy aesthetic type of effect that you see everywhere right now, with over 60 plus assets in it. So I'll link it in the description. But with it, our final result looks something like this. So that's it for today's video, guys. If you like this video, please consider hitting the like button, and you can also subscribe to my channel. That would mean a lot to me, because I try to put in effort in every single video of mine, and I would really appreciate it. You can also follow me on Instagram. If you need some VFX stuff, you can contact me there, and you can also contact me on Discord. I have my Discord server down below as well. So yeah, see ya tomorrow. Peace.